Kennedy International Airport in New York City will start screening travelers from West Africa for Ebola on Saturday, the first of 5 major United States airports that will examine passengers for fever and other telltale signs of the disease. Under guidelines drawn up by the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, travelers from Guinea, Liberia and Sierra Leone, the 3 nations bearing the brunt of the outbreak in Africa, will be escorted by customs agents to an area of the airport set aside for screening. Customs officers will examine the travelers for signs of illness and ask them a series of health and exposure questions. Trained medical staff will take their temperature with a non-contact thermometer. Those with no symptoms or no known history of exposure to Ebola will be given health information about the viral disease, and will be reminded to monitor themselves for symptoms. Passengers running a fever, showing symptoms of Ebola or giving answers that reveal a possible Ebola exposure will be moved to a CDC quarantine station. Once there, a public health officer will take another temperature reading and evaluate the person's health. Anyone who needs further evaluation or monitoring after the CDC screening will be referred to the appropriate public health authority, CDC Director Tom Frieden said at a news briefing earlier this week. The 4 other airports are Washington Dulles International, O'Hare International in Chicago, Hartsfield-Jackson International in Atlanta and Newark Liberty International in New Jersey. They will begin their enhanced entry screening programs next week. The 5 airports handle 94% of the roughly 150 travelers who arrive daily in the United States from Guinea, Liberia and Sierra Leone, Frieden said. Kennedy Airport receives nearly half of those travelers. United States troops arrived Thursday in Liberia, the epicenter of the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. Their first mission was to set up a 25-bed isolation center for doctors and other healthcare workers infected with the disease. West Africa's Ebola epidemic is the worst outbreak ever of the disease. On Friday, the World Health Organization reported that 8,399 people have become infected and 4,033 people have died. All but 23 cases and 9 deaths have occurred in Guinea, Liberia and Sierra Leone, the international agency said.